2008 Ford Mondeo 1.8 diesel, if I can get the key in, long crank time. Let the light go out. Even the light's taking a while to go out. There we go. 5-6 seconds, maybe a bit longer.
This is the new merch that's coming out, and you better get it today, because it'll almost be sold out. Subscription below so you can get this amazing, fantastic cup that has ever been born in the cup history.
Hello and welcome to another Bodgit and Leggit video. We have a long crank time. I've just started it, and if I let it heat up for a few seconds or a few minutes, it will start really nice and easy. So we're going to test the heater plugs. Now, I've done a video on how to test heater plugs, even testing brand new heater plugs. I will link that down below because when I tested the 4 new ones, there was 2 that was bad. Heater plugs, and they're just very simple things. They just basically heat. You can get some of the sensing heater plugs, which are very, very expensive. I've also did a video on how to remove one that was kind of seized, and everybody was telling me to lube it up with WD-40. Right, let's get one thing straight. WD-40 is not a lubrication. It just isn't. It's not designed to lube anything up. When you've got build-up carbon stuck, WD-40 will not break through it. WD-40 is not going to make a blind bit of difference if you're going to have an issue with your heater plugs. I can assure you. But everybody was saying I should have used WD-40. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to get these heater plugs off. I'm just going to let this heat up for a few minutes because sometimes it is easier and best to let the engine heat up. That can kind of break the carbon, get everything loose. There's no harm doing that. The downside to doing that is your engine's warmer and hotter, so if you're near your exhaust or near the head and stuff like that, things are going to be hotter. It kind of swings and roundabouts, but I just want to let this heat up for a little bit more. Well, actually, it's been going for maybe 3 or 4 minutes now, well, maybe 2 minutes. Let me just see if it starts a bit easier now. There we go. Started a hell of a lot easier. Now, the other thing is, heater plugs really aren't designed to start cars anymore. Now, there's a caveat to this. Yes, they do. When it gets a minus, really cold minus, the heater plugs do kick in. But the heater plugs are used for more than just starting vehicles now. The heater plugs will have a hand in starting this vehicle, but I guarantee you, and I've shown it in other vehicles, you can disconnect on certain vehicles the heater plugs and the car will still start. It might take longer to start, but it will still start. And heater plugs, like I said, they're used for DPF regens. They're used for all sorts nowadays, not just for starting vehicles. So let me just let this warm up a little bit more and we will get to the heater plugs and we'll start testing. Right, you remember what I just said about heater plugs don't really use to start the vehicles anymore unless it gets really, really cold. Well, this is the case in point. Right, so I've just taken the cover off, just about to test the heater plugs, and look what I find. Hopefully, am I looking at this right now? I need to make sure I am. Look at this. It's completely gone. This is not touching at all. So this is completely, the only reason it started easier the second time is because the engine was slightly warmer, but it still started on 0 heater plugs. The actual lead to go to power it up, completely and utterly gone. So there we go. That proves you do not need heater plugs to start a car, providing it's not too cold. And other people are telling me you do. This car proves it. It started overnight. First time it's been started, it's been left overnight. Yes, it did take 5 or 6 seconds to start, but it started. Once it heated up, it was absolutely perfect. But as you can see now, we have more issues, or different issues. So yeah, the joys. You can just see it's completely and utterly gone. I need to strip back this wire now and see how far it's burnt. And hopefully it hasn't burnt anything else in the loom. Right, we've got some good wire about here, so I can either maybe, yeah, I should just be able to stick a new connection on there without having to join the wire. So I don't have to join the wire, you know, make a join in it, I won't, because it's just, the more joins, the more issues you can have. So if I can just put a connection on the end of that and screw it back there, which I've got plenty of room, should be good to go. Yeah. Cool. You know, I don't really know why I'm doing all that. There's no need, because it is what it is. It's foot. I'm going to cut this here and just put it across and join it like that, and it should be good. There's no pressure on anything. It's still all nice and loose. There's nothing rubbing, so it's going to be good to go. Right, it's all done, nicely put back together, and there's no join. Now, it's not an issue having a join, it's not the end of the world, but the more joins you have in the wire, the potential, the more weak points you have. So we're just going to get this back, and like I said, the way I've done it is, lucky enough, there is plenty of wire left, as you can see. It's not going to be a problem. Lucky enough, it's done no more damage to any of the other wires, which is obviously handy because it all goes in this loom here, and that's for injectors and all sorts. So it could have done, potentially the damage that could have been done was a hell of a lot worse than what's actually been done. New heater plugs, just because preventive maintenance. Customers had this for a few years, never ever changed them, so no harm to change them, even though technically speaking they weren't gone, but still. Now, let's see how easy or not this starts. It's been left long enough now for it to have an issue to start. There we go. Perfect. Not a problem whatsoever. Boom! Sorted. Here are the bits we're left with. Does look like someone's maybe twisted these together, but yeah, not great. And there we go. It's now sorted. So we've now got to do a service on this and do the fan belt tensioner. I will link in another video on how to test heater plugs and how to fit them, because I've done a video on loads of different ways of checking them. Very, very easy. With a test light, I've done it with a special tools. I've done it with loads of different things, so you can decide which way is easiest and best for you, depending on what tools you have. And I'm just going to make sure this is all okay. I'm going to put this back here, cable tie it back to this here, so there's going to be no rubbing. And I'm not going to put any more tape over there, and the reason I'm not is because I want to keep an eye on this to make sure we haven't got another issue anywhere else and this isn't burning. And you can do that when I don't tape it up, and after a few months, if it's okay, I can tape it back up, but it's not going to really cause any issues at the minute. I'm just going to cable tie that back there. So it's always good to just check everything and not just necessarily go for anything straight away. Test everything. Heater plugs, yeah, no harm to change them every now and then. Preventive maintenance, there's no point in letting it be an issue. Just keep on top of it and you should be good. So as always, hope it helps. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Don't forget, links up here, links down below, but most importantly, don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one. Sorted.